All right, hey guys, what is going on? This is Levi Perl. Let's get this out of here. All right, I'm using today Cam. All right, it's gonna capture everything I'm doing on the computer. All this part is basically we're going to create the screen. Hold on one second. Let me get the information that's needed. All right, so we're back. Okay, so let me click on the silhouette real quick. We're gonna go to an empty screen. Okay, cool. Normally, whenever you're using the silhouette Cameo, right? If you don't already have it, just go on Google, type in Silhouette Studio, and download it. That's if you have a Silhouette Cameo cutter. Now, I'd say get a silhouette to anybody because you can do contour cutting. That's when you cut around the image. But the good thing is you can print the image as wide as 11.9 by 24 inches. So you have more range, in other words. Okay, so you can put multiple images and do multiple cuts. That's if you're doing heat transfer. But for today, we're doing screen printing vinyl. Let me see if I can type this up. Screen printing vinyl. All right. Let's put that right in the middle. Oh, no, I want white. I just realized I could change this background. All right, cool. So there it is. Let's push this in a little bit. Okay, so today we're learning screen printing vinyl, baby. Yeah. So step one is learning about screen printing vinyl. What is screen printing anyways, and what is vinyl? All right. And once you get like an idea of exactly what's going on, you'll be able to put together the idea that screen printing vinyl, all it is a screen printed is a stencil, right? An image, heat press on a vinyl. Heat press on a screen to create a stencil on top of the screen. Wherever there's an image, the ink will go around it, right? So the S, if you try use, let's say, any color, it's gonna go around it. Wherever there is an opening, so if the S was like just removed and it was just like a imprint of the S, the ink would come out. If you were using black ink, you screen print it and you get this image right here, right? But let me give you a better example. All right, let's go to another screen. All right, cool. So normally whenever you're screen printing, you need a transparent pattern, right? All it is a plastic sheet that's coated, powdered with ink holding powder. In other words, you put it on your printer, it prints out, and you get an image. You then take that image, you put it on top of the screen that's been coated with emulsion, right? Sometimes the emulsion is blue, green, even pink. It depends on what kind of color emulsion you get. You put it on top. When you're done, use something called a light source, right? Whatever that light source may be, and I'm saying light source on purpose because sometimes you don't need a machine for your light source. You can use the sun. All right. You just put the transparent sheet of plastic sheet on top of the emulsion. That's after the emulsion has dried first. So once the emulsion is completely dry and solid, you put the transparent sheet on it. Now, after a couple of minutes, or sometime in cases an hour, depending on how bright the sun is, or your machine, may take seconds, may take minutes, it depends. Now, you'll get a imprinted image on that green screen. You blow it out with water, and what you'll have is a transparent image that allows you to put ink, right? Use your squeegee to screen print the image onto a shirt. And this whole process is what is normal in screen printing. But what we're attempting to do is, in order for you to use emulsion, right? You need to coat your screen with emulsion. It takes time for the emulsion to dry up. After the emulsion has dried up, you then need to put the film on top, right? Blow it out with water. Then it takes time to dry up again, right? So this whole process itself is so long and it's so time consuming, and you have to do that for each screen. So this is only one screen, one color. The next color you have to do another screen. So what I realize is, and then sometimes, let's say you might get something where like the A doesn't have that green triangle inside of it, so it looks like it's just a blob, right? Or the D may look like a blob where the green is not in front because you may have blown out, like use too much water pressure and it blows out the emulsion inside. You may have pinholes all over the place. So to stop this whole process from being ineffective and having to do this multiple times, especially if you're new, even career veterans have issues sometimes creating the perfect screen. So one way is called heat transfer. What you do with your heat transfer is this: you print it out. You take the heat transfer, which is predominantly one solid color of vinyl, right? So your vinyl heat transfer, your heat transfer vinyl is predominantly one color. Now, when you're doing it, you want to take out the images and leave the inside like a hole. So it'll be something like this, an imitation. When you heat press it, it will adhere to the screen. You don't need emulsion, nothing. Now you can move to the next screen and do the same thing, the next screen and do the same thing, next screen and do the same thing, right? I've already shown you the videos. You can go back to my videos and see all this process. And I've even done a screen where I show you I create a screen from scratch. But yeah, so now you have this process cut from this to now only worrying about this right here in your squeegee in a shirt. That's it. No more do you need to coat it with emulsion. No longer printing the transparent pattern, using a light source to now create an image. You don't have to do any of that. You just take a vinyl, you cut out your image, you heat press it onto the screen, you take the ink, you screen print the ink on top of the shirt, and then you have an image. That's it. So to show this process, we're gonna go backwards. First is to create the screen. All right. So now I'm gonna use a blank canvas. Let's get this out of here. Actually, you know what? Let's leave it. Let's leave it. So first thing first is when you get your, let's create a blank screen. All right, when you get your screen, right, the first time you open your Silhouette Cameo, you'll have a blank screen. On this, when you click on the little paper image on the first one, it'll give you all this right here. You can select the size, customize whatever you want. You can even change the background. You can change it to whatever you want. Whatever you want. Right? So now what we're going to do is this, right? We're going to go to our folder, right? You want to go to File, Open, right? Let's go to Download. Then we're just gonna select the image that we want. Cool. So now the image is gonna download onto the Silhouette Cameo. Come on, come on. It's taking forever. It normally doesn't take this long to download. Oh. Quit without saving. All right, well, things happen. All right, we're still recording. It's been 11 minutes. It's fine. Silhouette has a tendency whenever, because it's downloaded to your computer, so sometimes it needs more memory. And come on. Are you kidding me? Okay. What's going on? A new version of Silhouette Studio has been downloaded and is ready to install. New version 4.4.95. Whatever. Install. I guess this is my update time and I didn't even know it. Okay, well, next. Hopefully everything is saved. Install. I guess if you were new to this is how you set up your Silhouette. You After you go to Google, Google allows you to have it. Go to the Silhouette website, you download it. Once you download Studio, this is what happens. But let's pause this because I'm pretty sure you guys don't want to see all this. All right, cool. So now we finished downloading. Let's open this up. Come on. Okay, finally it's downloading. All right, so this is happening. We're about to see what happened. All right. Now, here's the beautiful thing about Silhouette. If for any reason that your Silhouette goes down, sometime because you don't have enough memory and whatever you're doing is taking up too much space on your computer, your software may decide to just shut down. But when you go back to it, it's going to have a list of all your previous activities. Sometimes it's even longer depending on how much stuff that you've been doing. Right? So, oh, this was something I was done before I remembered. Okay. Okay. We'll just stick with that and then close it. Cool. All right, cool. So I already told you about all this stuff right here. Now, this is my original logo, but we're not working on this today. We will be doing this for DTF soon, but for now, let's get it out of here. Okay, so we're gonna save this here. Okay, this is if I ever need this, it'll be available for me. And then now I can close it. Yep, there we go. Close myself. So what was I saying before? Let's go right here. Cool. Bam. All right. Okay. So now we have a solid image. So as soon as you open Silhouette Cameo, this is what you'll get: a solid blank. Go to open, like I said, click on, we're gonna do this from scratch. Come on. All right, cool. So now we got a line set up. Okay, so whenever you get your image, you want to make sure it's resized. Okay, if you want to know what I did, I just hovered over here and then hold it, and then dragged it to the side so I get to the side till I get what I want. Okay, cool. So now silhouette is called silhouette for a reason. It takes an image and it'll give you the silhouette of the image. And you can use the silhouette of the image to cut out what you want. All right, so for now, all we're gonna do is a demonstration. I've already, actually, you know what? Let me do it right now so I can cut to the chase. Okay, cool. So now we got the image. We decided to resize it to the appropriate size. Make this a little bit smaller. Whenever I'm doing the copy and trace feature, this is what we're about to do. I like the image to be a little bit bigger. I feel like the bigger the image, the more the copy and trace can get a fuller understanding of how big the image is and how to get at least a good amount of trace where it's not distorted. All right. So next step is we're gonna click on uh the trace feature. All right. So that's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. It's the fifth one down. Looks like a little butterfly. You want to select select trace area. All right. Once you click on that, it's going to turn into a little plus. And the way you want to do this is this, right? Take the image. Start all the way from the edge where the image can be highlighted from top to bottom. All right. Now, wait a few seconds. It'll, oh boy. There we go. Hold on 1 second. Okay, cool. So now you're gonna see the image. All of it's gonna turn to yellow. Now, if you want the threshold, all it is this yellow thing that's coding the whole original image. If you want it to get more, what you do is you go here. You can either move it manually or you can just click on the side to increase the percentage. You can have it higher or lower. All right. And the more you do it, the more of the image is going to be highlighted. Sometimes you'll have certain sections out of the highlight, so you may increase or decrease your threshold to make it into the yellow. Now, the reason why you want to do the yellow is because of this. I mean, or whatever color you have. You can change the color of the yellow too. We're not going to do this today, though. So, okay. Now, we're going to trace it. Everything that's in yellow is going to be traced. Okay. All right. Now that it's traced it, right? We don't need this anymore. Let's get rid of it. Now, it looks like everything is the same, but if you look around it, you have a red aura around it, right? So next step is this. You want to go to the original image. You want to hold it. Sorry. You want to hold it and drag it. All right. Drag it out. You're going to hold and drag. All right. Now, once you have the original image highlighted, trace, you can now delete the original. So to save time, I've already done this and I have it in 1, 2, but I'm doing this step over just so you can see exactly what I did. All right. So all we're going to do is we're going to resize it. All right. Now, after you highlight it, you want to have enough space between the L in the front and the L in the back. All right. The reason why you want to have at least a good 1 inch worth of spacing is because when you're screen printing, sometimes the ink will bunch up and it will leak on the edge. So you want to have it enough that it doesn't leak on the edge, but it's still on the image. All right. So now you have your original dang it. Sorry, it's kind of late and lost for thought. So now you have your image. It's already been highlighted. It's already been vectorized. Oh, when you do the trace feature vectorizes it. All right. Next step is this, but it leaves it in a, how can I say it? It leaves it in a what's the best word I can use for this? Oh, transparent. So if your image was originally black, you can click the black, right? And the way to do this, you click on the image until you get this border around it. Then you go to the fill panel, right? The little thing that's when you're drawing, the ink panel, and you can select any color you want to represent your image, right? So my image was originally black and white, and that's how it looks like. Now, any part that was white, by the way, Silhouette will remove it. So if I can move this, as you can see, right, this part is white because that's the color of the, actually, you know what, let's go here. Okay, Okay, to change the color of this, all you do is you go to the original paper on top, and then you can select from here different colors, but if you have colors already, you can use those. So let's use green, right? Hey, it makes sense. So now, this is your screen, this is your image. Your image is going to go on the screen, and the squeegee is going to come and squeegee the whole thing onto a shirt. All right. So that's how you create a stencil for screen printing. Now, when you go to actually get this cut, you want to go to send it to cut, then it'll cut the whole thing. But before we get to this point, we're going to do more than one colors. So in order to do one more colors, you need another window open, right? But before we open the other window, I'm going to show you what I did so I can show you the two windows and you'll understand everything. All right. So first step is you want to go to, I'm going to show you what I did again. Don't worry about it. Come on, where's the mouse? There it is. All right. So all I did was I clicked on the draw tool. I chose oval. And then once I chose oval, I got the little plus sign. I hovered it over where I wanted to create the oval. Now I drag it to make it as big as I want. Now you can stretch it out any way you want. It has these little squares. So now let's take the oval. Let's put it over it. All right. So remember, every time you have something created, it's going to look transparent. You can go over here. All right. The third one, you can click on the color that you want. All right. And then we're going to send this to the back, but just hold on a second. Gotta make this a little bit wider. Cool. All right. So as you can see, what I'm doing is I'm stretching it out a little bit. But if you notice, I'm not making it, I'm giving a little bit of space for the black. The reason why is because when you're screen printing, sometimes you may go over it because it's, if I was to make this whole thing as big as this, the white would show on top of the black. But when you give it just enough, right? Let's send it to the back so you can see. Right click on it. Then you want to press send to back. And bang, there it is. All right. So this is, the white is screen 1. The black is screen 2. And I'm going to show you exactly what I'm talking about in a second. All right. So now you have the image on top of the screen, right? I did the green to emulate emotion, right? But there's gonna be no emotion, just so you know. It's just gonna be a screen, and all you're gonna do is you're gonna have to use two screens, one for white, one for black. But first, I'm showing you how to set this up. All right. Okay. So once you have the two different type of images overlapping each other to create the image that you want, what you can do is this, right? You can, oh, before you do anything, I forgot, there's something else you gotta do. And screen printing, whenever you're screen printing something, you want to create an alignment tool to help you out. So we're gonna take the T, right? And all you do is you take the T. This can be any letter or any shape that you want to emulate the alignment tool. Okay. And you want to create multiple, at least you want to have 4 of them. 2 on top, 2 on the bottom. And that will give you an alignment, right? So now, once you have your, you know what, I'm just going to have to do this from scratch. Copy. Paste. And then we're just going to duplicate both of them. This is a lot easier if you do this. Duplicate. Take one in the bottom. And as you notice, you see this little blue thing that's showing up? This is helping you align. You see that right there? It helps you align your image. This is why I love Silhouette. All right? Even this one, I can align it. Look at that. Okay. Right now it's telling me I would have this the same as the top T, the same as the side T. Right? So all these are in proper angle. Right? So this is something you can do. Watch this. You can do 2 things. Move this to the side. And then take all this. You want to copy it. Copy. And then press the back button. This is a long step. I could have done this differently, but this is how I choose to do it. Right? You press the back button enough, it brings the circle right back where it was before you moved it. And then you delete this, right? Now you have perfect shape all around. I mean, perfect T's or alignment tool all around in the proper location. Then you open a new window. Always open a new window, never put it on an existing window. When you put on a new window, everything will be exactly where the other window was, right? So in other words, it's going to look like this and like that. All right. So everything is in its proper shape. All right. So let's get rid of this because I really don't need it. Nope. Don't want to save it. Don't need it. And don't need this one either. Okay, cool. So now we're going to work with what we have. Okay. So this is going to be considered one screen. This is going to be screen 2. All right, let's bring this more in there. And also everything is aligned exact. Now, if you have another color, you can do the same thing. Copy it, create a brand new screen and put it and then paste it. It's going to go the same location as this. All the T's, everything. Then you can make you can print out your vinyls, right? By sending it. Right? You send it, the T, the O is cut out. And all you do is you move this, you move that, you move the circle, and then you heat press it onto the screen. Right? Same thing for this screen. Send it to the cutter. You move the T, you move all the letters, you move the black, and then you have you have the line will stay. The line will be a vinyl that will actually stay. Anything you remove is what's going to actually be, have the ink on it, right? Which you've already seen on my previous video. But I'm doing a step backward on how to create your vinyl, pretty much, right? And then I'll do a video where I do everything combined, right? So you send it to the cutter. You decide what the blade you want, and then I always go to out. I'll click on out, so I get a ink cut of everything. Right now I don't have it connected to my vinyl cutter. You would send it and it will begin cutting, and then that's when you have your screen. Once you have your screen 1 and screen 2, is it here? Okay. Alright, so when you have screen 1, that's the first one that goes in. Screen 2, that's the next one that goes in. Each one is going to be its own color. You combine them to create a multicolor screen printing image, alright, by using the squeegees to move the ink along. Alright guys, this is how you create your stencil for your screen. Next video, we're gonna take the image and we're gonna cut it out, remove the vinyl, excess vinyl, leave the large portion of the vinyl, and then just create a stencil to screen print on a shirt with the Levi Apparel logo. Like and subscribe. Again, this is Levi Apparel. You go to a website. You can even do you can ask for DTF images if you want, to send me an image if you want to see how my DTF machine is, or if you in the process of just needing screen transfers, whatever. I'm trying to get into that whole transfer niche. I'm not big on it, but I'm trying to. Please send me 300 DPI 150 to 300 DPI at least minimum. All right, so it's Levi Apparel. Like and subscribe. Let's cut this over here.